to put him in. With all the Democrats and 11 Republicans put Joe Strauss in as Speaker about 5 years ago. Had a 39% conservative rating. That's a Lincoln Log rating when I was a kid. The Speaker and those below a 70% rating from a conservative viewpoint failed. I'm not making an opinion, these are just the facts. If you believe those three groups, that's what they're saying. So when you see bills that don't come out, see things that don't make it off the floor, this is why. How about House Committee Chairman in the last session? Chairmen are very important. The chairman decide what bills make it to the floor to be voted on. David can probably expand on this. They decide what gets on the floor, when it gets voted on, and kind of how it's ushered through. What stuff is stuck on it, what stuff's taken off. Very important positions. The chairman appointed by Speaker Joe Strauss. 2009, he just got in, 61%. 2011, the grade was 65. Hey, that's going up. It's still flunky, but it's almost there. 2013, when there was a real good lock with Strauss, 39%. 2013 grade was when Strauss had a heavy hand on picking these people. The Speaker and his chairman all flunked big time on conservative issues voting in the House. It's not an opinion. This is the averages based on their votes, based on the three groups that rated them. It's a report card. Now, you heard about Scott Turner wanting to be a Speaker. It's not conservative enough. There's your reason. I think it's time. We'll see what happens. How about the Senate? We talked about the House. How about the Senate? The Senate has all-stars. There's 31 senators total, 19 Republicans, 12 Democrats back in the 2013 session. Your Kevin Eltife, who's our senator from this District 1, had a 61% conservative voting average. That's not 40, but that certainly isn't a 70. 61% means you flunked, where I came from. Average Republican grade was a 74. That's average. Democrats averaged high of 41%. At least that guy had some sense. Down to 21%. You know, figure that one out. Wendy Davis, who wanted to be your governor, she had a 34% rating. It was better than in 2009. She had a 17% rating. This is who wanted to run your state. When she would sit there and vote 17% for conservative ratings. Okay, everybody talks about this now. Louis Gohmert wants to run for Speaker of the House. Louis put his hat in the ring. Louis says the American people voted for change in leadership, not more the same from current Speaker John Boehner. The vote will be tomorrow. We'll see who has a backbone up there. God bless Louis for the courage he showed to step forward and put his name there. The odds are long, but they have been beaten before. Speaker Gohmert would be one heck of a Christmas present, and we'll take it right there. He doesn't have to wrap it. So when you go home tonight, you pray real hard
Honorable
for Louis Gohmert.
Yep.
You pray hard for the people that are going to vote for the Speaker. And you ask God to open their hearts. You ask God to give them the wisdom to pray for the best conservative voice that's up there. And I think his initials are LG. We had a float in the Christmas parade in December. This is kind of stuff we just did. We were kind of taking it easy at the end of December. The weather was great. We had great weather because opposed to the year before, it looked like the Polar Bear Express coming through. Longview Police Department estimated there were 40,000 people down there. And I guarantee you 39,500 were down there to watch their children or grandkids in those little gymnastics things and little dance things go through with the little elf hats. There's thousands of them. Well, 40,000 people plus saw our float, saw our name as we went down the streets. They were stay 10, 12 deep down there watching it. That was a huge amount of exposure for our Tea Party. People would go along and clap and cheer when our float went by. It was very encouraging. It was a super good time for the people on the float, and it showed that they like Tea Party. They may not come out and rant and rave about us, but they like us. They appreciate our message. We got a lot of cheers and we got a lot of claps as we went by. Everybody had a great time on the float. It really is a fun time. You get to ride, by the way, you don't have to walk. And we want a special thanks to everyone who helped decorate, who gave us stuff for the float, and also for Daryl Walter, because he supplied the truck and the float. And here's a couple of quick pictures. There's our float there, people sitting on it. That's one side. We had a special guest appearance by George Washington. There he is. Yeah, we couldn't do Santa Claus because he was on the fire truck. They said we couldn't do that. Closest we could get was George. We thought that was a pretty good trade-off. Coming down the side on that. And at the end of the parade, I took this picture. There were some kids there, and they said, "Oh, can I have a flag?" So a couple of people got off and gave them the flags that they were waving. I thought that was just really nice. It made the kids' night. So I just happened to be walking by when they handed it to them. I thought, "Oh, there's a couple of friendly kids, and they got some flags now." We want to say thank you to everyone here, Cindy and I, our board of directors, for everything that you do for us. We said thank you at the end of last year, but we want to make sure that we say that every time because we realize that, you have other things to do. You come out here, you share it with us. We want to thank you for your financial support, for stuff you put in the boxes to help us pay for our speakers and our floats and all that stuff. The people that volunteer to do things with us. We just say thank you very much. It's not Cindy and I and our board. It's you. We're just trying to help guide it along. It's for you to be involved with, to be a part of. So I want to say thank you for all the support you give us and all the involvement you have. We look forward to 2015. It's going to be a busy year. We're going to be, with stuff up in the new Congress and the United States Senate, being held by the Republicans now. And also the Texas legislature kicking off. That's always interesting. Something that came out here from Joanne Fleming. She's one of the executive directors of Grassroots America, the big Tea Party group over in Tyler. She's basically saying, okay, it's time to take some actions and do what we can to clean up Austin. And I guarantee you don't have a big enough broom to clean up down in Austin. I'm not going to ask you if I'm right. You don't have to nod your head. I got an idea that's there. She's basically saying we're going to have an action plan, and we're going to take the for sale sign down off of the people down in Austin. We're not going to have the government for sale to special interest groups. She wants to eliminate special favors found in the tax code. It's favors in the government spending. She wants to lessen the power of the special interest groups in the hallways of power. This is just how the sausage is made. She wants to make it a little leaner. Get the fat out of the sausage. And I was told, given the choice of watching politics made or sausage, watch the sausage. It's less painless, less painful. There's copies of this action plan on the back table or back here. Go look for them if you want one. Just please take this little 2-page thing. They're looking for support. You can contact lawmakers. Kind of read through the 2-page thing. It's very easy. It's very easily laid out. Please take a look at it and try to participate in this. This is our backyard. This is Texas. This belongs to us. We need to clean it up as best we can. They do ask for a little financial support. Cindy and I have made the donation to start with. So we're not just asking you to do something we haven't already done. So if you're interested, it's on the back. Please take a look at it. Cindy needs a hand. This ain't much. She has a for sale table back here somewhere. She'd like to see if she can get 3 or 4 people to volunteer to kind of sit at the table. You come in maybe 20 minutes before the start of the meeting, stay about a half hour later when it's over, and just kind of man the table for the for sale stuff. People buy books or stuff like that we have for sale at cost. Only one person needs to do it at a time, but if you have 3 or 4, you say, well, I only can do it January and maybe in May. Well, that's okay, we'll take that. So if you didn't mind, if you want to do that, it's real easy. You sit down there, you talk to people. It's as long as you can count, you've got it made. So if you can do something that'll help Cindy out, it's one of those things that she always worries about, having someone there. So if you can, please talk to Cindy. And you're not making a commitment every time. You're making a commitment when you can. It's basically that way. So please consider that. Okay, here's some facts. This is where I just get into some weird stuff, you know. This is oil and gas facts, and I need to go through this quick since I got the evil eye from Cindy. Okay, oil prices are going, the sky's falling. Ooh, hey man, the sky has fallen before. Oil prices have gone from in 2014, $107 a barrel just recently, down to $52. It's about a 50% reduction. That's a lot. In 2008, oil dropped from $145 down to $34 a barrel. 75% reduction in price. We've seen this before. Now, it didn't stay there long, but that's the kind of drop it took. That was the big recession that hit. George Bush's fault, by the way, in case no one remembers that. 1986, oil dropped from $27 a barrel. Oh my God, it's way at 27, that's hugely high. Down to $10 a barrel, or about a 60% drop. That was when Longview was for sale. You went through Longview, you could pretty much, if you had $10, you could buy a house, because it really hurt the oil patch. At $10 a barrel, almost shut down the oil business in Texas. And the Saudis drove it down there just for that purpose. Here's some facts. These are really kind of cool. 11% of the Texas gross state product is from oil and natural gas. So 10 cents of every dollar Texas generates is oil and gas. 2.7% of the jobs in Texas are in the oil and gas industry. It's not a huge amount, but it is a lot. Texas produces 3.3 million barrels of oil a day, or 100 million barrels per month. It's got a lot of oil. Texas produces 40% of the oil production total in the United States. We're responsible for 4 out of every 10 barrels of oil that this country produces, one state. Last year, in the U.S. oil and natural gas production, that energy total, passed Russia for second place as the world's leading producer. The U.S. is projected to pass Saudi Arabia as the world's leading producer of oil by next year. That was significant. 5 years ago, you never would have guessed that. And it's all because of the drilling and the fracking on private land. Texas by itself is the world's 7th largest oil producer in the world. Texas, but its own little country, we'd be the 7th biggest producer in the world, getting bigger. Just so you know, overseas, is this low oil prices helping anything besides us as consumers? It's giving Russia a kick in the knees. Oil income makes 45% of the Russian budget, almost half, and they're taking it hard. Oil needs to be $151 a barrel for those people down in Venezuela, that government, to balance its budget. It needs to be $131 a barrel for the Iranians to balance their budget. Can you say unrest because those people rely on that high oil price to subsidize their dictatorships? Okay.